Hey guys, it's Kids here again for another video, and before I start with anything, I would like to wish you all a happy new year and happy 2025. I hope your day has been well so far, and if you're not having a good day, I hope this rant will help you a little. So we are going to start 2025 on a salty note, and I'm going to rant about Love and Deepspace. So if you don't know what Love and Deepspace is, it's basically like a mix of automate game along with RPG, with you having to wish for the characters in the wish section, and there are also events where you can get points to exchange for wish tickets and that you can use to gain memories to battle, and there's also a date section where you can basically play different things with your lover. There's also a story that's designated to you and your lover alone. There are also tender moments, stuff like that. Just your usual automate game with the RPG where you can fight to level your cards up. So compared to any other automate game, Love and Deepspace is definitely very easy to understand, very easy to play, because back then, before Love and Deepspace was in the market, as far as I know, I tried Mystic Messenger and Obey Me, and I quit Obey Me almost immediately because the character designs were not very appealing to me. I'm sorry if anyone is a fan of Obey Me, I'm just not a fan. And I've also tried Mystic Messenger, and while I did hear good reviews about it, having to wake up at midnight just to answer the call from the character is quite the hassle if you ask me. So I haven't been playing automate games for a while, but I have been playing gacha games mixed with RPGs such as Genshin, Wuwa, and HSR. Before those, I've also played Love Live, Bandori, so I will be making a lot of references and comparisons with all these gacha games that I played. Again, I'm not expecting Love and Deepspace to be like any of these gacha games that I played. I understand that they are all very different games with different things to offer. However, that doesn't negate the fact that I do think that Love and Deepspace has things to improve on so that the experience for the gamers will be better. That's all I want to do. Again, this video is not a means to hate on anyone who loves playing this game. I've just gradually lost interest, and today we are not going to focus on the grind because I think that this game is not, even if it's grindy, the grind is not what puts me away from this game. It's really the interface that annoys me. So the first thing I would like to talk about is the wishing system. So now they are having a pretty R18 wish section, so I'm not gonna display it, but I will be using this screen as an example. So basically, in the wish system, you are allowed to obtain any of these characters inside, and I think the annoying thing about this gacha system is that it's not dedicated to one person alone. And the reason why I feel that this is a hassle is because if you look at the battle section where you just want to go inside and fight, you have to allocate your cards according to the type of enemies that you fight. Again, that's very typical of RPG games. We also do that in Genshin and stuff, but the difference is, basically for solar, you can only put solar cards. As you can see here, the sun indicates that it's solar, while the moon indicates that it's lunar. So let's say you don't have a 5-star that's solar and you want to use someone else. Let's say you want to use Silas. You are not allowed to do that because this is only for Zane. You know, I've chosen Zane. He's my favorite character. So yeah. And the problem is, if let's say your battle doesn't allow me to use different characters, it doesn't really make sense for the loot boxes to not cater to just one person. So let me elaborate on what I mean. So basically, in Love Live School Idol Festival, there are birthday boxes where it's specific to the character. So you basically put in the character, like the UR that you like, the ultra rare that you really want, and then you try your luck to get that 5-star or ultra rare. The difference between that game is that Love and Deepspace is already at a stage where they have a lot of cards, you know, and I don't think that it hurts for them to put a character loot box. You know, the thing is, Love and Deepspace doesn't have a birthday banner as much as I know. I do know some games that have birthday banners where it's just the character itself. Like if Love and Deepspace was just starting out, I can understand why they may not have the loot boxes dedicated to the character's birthday. But as you can see here, Zane himself already has more than, I'm not gonna count this, but at least he has, let's say he has 10 cards, alright? Let's say he has 10 cards. Let's say he only has 10 cards with 2 of them being the 5-star. So essentially what this is RPG, you know, RPG, they just want you to spend, and that's why they put in a lot of characters. Genshin does that as well, where if you want to wish for the designated box, you will not you have to fight between getting the character and not getting the character. But as mentioned before, the difference in Genshin is that you are allowed to put the teammate that you have lost into the team. So let's say today, instead of getting Kazuha, you got let's say you got Jean. You can still put Jean in your team and then match her with other characters. But Love and Deepspace doesn't allow that. So I really hope that in the future they will have a section that allows you to just have the character. Because my issue was when I was trying to get this when I was trying to get the card to be only Zane, I'm actually not allowed to do that. So I wasn't allowed to put only Zane. I had to choose like Silas. I had to choose Zane. I had to choose Raphael. And if let's say I didn't get Zane, I get Raphael, I'm forced to play through the route that I don't care about. And I honestly find that to be very frustrating, because as much as I know that the developers want to earn my money, forcing me to play through a route that I do not want really sucks. I would rather, let's say I lose the 50-50 for Zane. Let's say he has 3 cards and I get 2 of the same cards, 2 of the same Zane cards. I would rather have that than having a character that I really don't like. I don't like Xavier, and I really don't want to get any of his 5 stars. And the thing is, in this game, you're not allowed to sacrifice. Like, let's say I don't want Xavier cards, I'm probably not allowed to sell them away for points. So in Love Live, let's say you do not like, let's say I don't like this 5-star card, I'm allowed to sell them off for points so that I can idolize other characters or get their limited shop characters, which I honestly think will be so much better of an incentive than having me have this Raphael 5-star card that I can't even sell off. It's just sitting here right now at level 20 because I really don't care about the other characters. And that brings me to the next point, which is the story. So as much as I do think that the story of Love and Deepspace is really good, I find it to be relatively confusing, because in Genshin Impact and Wuhua HSR, I'm just gonna say Genshin, but I'm referring to all of them as well. So in Genshin, you are the traveler trying to find your sister, and as you transverse from Mondstadt to Liyue, you have to finish whatever quests that the nation requires you to before you can proceed to the story in Liyue. So while you can explore Liyue before you finish the story by running or swimming, in terms of the story, you have to finish Mondstadt's story quest before you move on to Liyue. However, in this story, you basically have different worlds where you meet different guys, but I'm not actually sure whether the guys know each other, because in Genshin Impact, the characters have actually heard about other nations as well. So even if let's say the traveler has no idea what Snezhnaya is before he dawns upon Teyvat, the characters in Teyvat would know that there's such thing as Snezhnaya. It's like how, let's say an alien comes on Earth today, they don't know that Japan exists. The inhabitants of the Earth would know that Japan exists. But in this game, I have no idea whether this is the case. And I do think that the fake choices that doesn't affect the story genuinely annoys me, because if you want me to play a character, like you want me to play a story with 4 different characters that may or may not even know each other, it's just a turn off, because I would rather the story be, let's say today I'm going to their nations. I have no idea what their nation is called, but let's just say they're in Fontaine, alright? I would rather their story be where you transverse the Fontaine with Zane, and then you just play a story route, and then depending on the choices that you make, it actually affects whether or not you and Zane get into a relationship. And even if, let's say you chose the route that you don't get the relationship with Zane, you are just kind of allowed to restart again, so that you can go the route where you play the game again. So essentially, you can restart once you reach the end. And this is actually very similar to a game that I played named Choices, where you basically have to choose the choice that will affect the character that you meet. So I was playing this game named The Royal Romance, where you basically meet this really handsome prince. And depending on whatever choice you have, like whatever choice you get, it affects whether or not the queen approves of you being able to marry him. And eventually, as a free-to-play player that had to grind my way to get diamonds, I was still able to complete not 1 book, but like at least 3 different books of this story, and even being able to play a chapter of the story that's not related to the royal romance. So before the royal romance book 1, there's also a prerequisite story. I would call it a prequel, and it was pretty cool because whatever choice you make actually makes a difference in the story. And even if, let's say, you aren't able to choose the premium choice by watching ads, logging in every day, buying with real money, you'll still essentially be able to finish the story, just not with the desired outcome. And I would honestly rather Love and Deepspace be like this than whatever they're doing right now, because oh my goodness, I cannot stress enough how much I hate it when a story gives me a fake option only for it not to affect the story. Like, if whatever choice is not going to affect the aim of the story, why the heck am I given a choice? You know, it's like in life, you are given choices, and whatever choices you make actually affects the life that you move forward. But then in this game, it's not how it is. You know, I could just choose, let's say I tap on Zane, I could just say, you know, oh, there's a sparrow in your head, you know, that kind of thing, and it doesn't change anything. Like, it just doesn't change anything. And I would rather, like, that's why I believe that choices is generally so much better of a game when it comes to interactive experiences, because while not being able to go to the bathtub to get intimacy points with the prince, I was still able to play rock, paper, scissors with him, which was still more fun than like, oh yeah, let's play rock, paper, scissors, but then whatever outcome I choose is still the freaking damn same. Like, so Love and Deepspace, please improve your interface. And I just really want a story where it's streamlined and I can focus on just one guy. Like, I genuinely don't care about Xavier, and I feel that the story is just very repetitive. Like, oh, this guy sacrificed for you, that guy sacrificed for you, that other guy also sacrificed for you. But there's not much of a difference. It's not like if I were to be with Xavier, whatever choice I make actually affects my future. If I were to choose Zane, whatever story that I play with him actually affects my future. Because in games like Choices, you can choose whether or not to flirt with those people that you met or just be downright like super mean to them. And I would rather this game be like this, where I can express a disinterest in the character than forced to show interest in the character. Because I'll be honest, I will not date Xavier, Raphael, or Silas. Like, I just feel like this game is filled with hot men, but hot men with no personality whatsoever. Like, when I play Genshin Impact, I was so absorbed with Albedo that he just obliterated all my interest in any other game, because that's how much he affected me as a person when it comes to playing games and liking characters. But that will be another video for another day, another time. So yeah, like, Zane is the only person that I feel that I really have a deep connection with. So having to level up my intimacy points with the character that I don't care about genuinely sucks. Like, I just want my Zane to be at level 50 and everyone else to be at level 1. But then in this game, if I were to wish, I will get the other 4. I will be getting the other 3 guys that I don't care about. So yeah, that is what is stopping me from playing the game. Like, if I were to play this game and they give me like limited choice events where if I don't play the event I won't be able to get the shirt of Zane, kind of sucks. But I would rather go that where I can just focus on Zane alone than like, oh, there's a Raphael card coming up and then Zane is inside, cool, yeah. And that's why I just gave up wishing. So do let me know what you think about all this, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed seeing Zane right here resting. And oh my goodness, alright, the last thing I want to add about the events as well. So I also have the issue with these events, because let's say today I need to earn points to get like the wishing tickets, but then because I have to dedicate myself to the other guys in this game, I'm forced to play all these games with them inside. And I would rather just, let's say I have to play another 2 to 3 times with Zane, you know, like the whole thing. I would rather just repeat the whole process than having to play with the other guys. You know, it's just such a pain, and I just don't feel interested in this game anymore. I mean, again, like I said, I'm not saying that people can't play this game. They can, they're allowed to love it, but I just don't care about it, and I don't have a reason to care about it. And I know people are going to say, but kid, you're just not dedicated to the game enough, you didn't play through the whole thing. And I'm gonna stress that if the game doesn't captivate me, I have no interest. I am not obligated to play the game that I don't like. You know, I've played Love and Deepspace up until level 58, so I have the rights to talk about what I want about this game. And yeah, I'm just so happy I got this Bamboo Zane 5-star card. It was the last card before I quit this game. So yeah, until Love and Deepspace decides to streamline their game, I will not play it. So peace out, guys. Don't forget to like, love, and subscribe. And I hope you were very salty after listening to me, so we can debate about this. But yeah, enjoy the game.